All right, can I ask you another question? Of course. So, since you were talking about this earlier, we know about this thing with shelters, and there will be these refuges during the times of Revelation. Also, they talk profusely about them. However, can you tell us exactly what they really are? Yes, in order to talk about the refuges, we must stick with the topic of the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit can act in several ways. It is able to bring out a person's gifts. However, it has other functions. So I'm going to read you this message. Carbonia 2007. Darkness will not prevail on my children because I am their caretaker and they are protected in me. Love is their shield and their strength. They will walk, pay attention, the fire without any kind of ache. They will not feel any pain in themselves because the living Christ will be there to cover them from the fury of the infernal and cursed dragon. Its claws will not be able to grab onto the skin of my sons because I will be with them and I will be their shield, and Satan can do nothing against them. The Holy Spirit can act also as a shield. In this message, he even said, my sons will walk through fire and they will not feel any pain, will not feel anything. However, it is not to be interpreted. And I will explain you once again with a few examples. In Garabandal, they put flames under the girl's skin and they had no reaction, nor did they move, and they didn't get any burn. They've also been examined by 40 doctors. Still, it's not the only case, and something like that happened in other apparitions. For example, in Boreng, in Belgium, the doctors put some flames under a girl's arm, and this child had no reaction. She didn't move nor get any burn. The very doctors were in trouble because they couldn't explain all of this. Back to Garabandal. The girls were poked by some pins. They threw sand in their eyes and they didn't move an inch. We have seen all of the videos of these apparitions where these girls have their heads bent backward with their faces turned upward in a very unnatural position. So, one night they received a message from Virgin Mary and they were exactly in this position, but it was raining and the rain was mixed with hail. They were not under an umbrella. This rain mixed with hail was falling straight on their eyes and their face. However, they didn't move nor suffer any damage on their face, nothing at all. So let's get into this perspective. The Holy Spirit, the light of Jesus, can act as a shield, but really, materially speaking, also on a physical level. Now, let's get back to the topic of refuges. Luz de Maria 2021. You are racking your brains over setting up physical refuges without first making up your mind to change your lives. You do not convert. Still, you want to get to a refuge to protect yourselves. Where is your faith? No, sons of God, you cannot protect yourselves in a refuge if you're not converted. I've heard people talking about these refuges, about eco-villages, about houses hidden in the mountains, in the hills, with supplies of food and wood. But these are not the refuges. Our Lady said, if you do not convert, there is no refuge. Conversion means to become light. Conversion means to pray. It means to do charity work for the needy. It means to announce the truth, to announce the messages and the gospel, to be aware that Holy Mary is appearing. So, conversion means to become light. Jesus said, "Bring your light into the world with your good deed." The union of converted people who have stepped into the light creates an area of light, a shield of light, therefore a refuge. Instead, the union of people who did not convert, who want to save only themselves and their own skin, they perform a survival action. It's an instinctive action. Even an animal can look for a refuge because he's feeling a dangerous situation. Do not get me wrong, of course. So, the union of people who have not stepped into the light does not create this area of light, does not create this shield of light, therefore does not create refuge either. It's useless to look for the house in the mountains. You must become light yourselves, and later you can create a refuge. So the refuge is not a geographical area, it can even be your very home. Now I'm going to read you these messages. Carbonia 2010. Nobody leaves his own place, children. These are difficult times on earth. You are not safe anywhere. The protected places are your homes which Jesus blesses and which you will have to bless yourselves in His holy name, so that no harm comes to you and your families. 2020. Prepare yourselves in your homes. Let them be your refuges. Prepare a little altar in your houses. Trevignano Romano, Apparitions, Rome 2020. Pray and increase your cenacles of prayer. Consecrate your homes and prepare some altars inside them. The Eucharist is celebrated on the altars. The Eucharist is the spiritual nourishment, the light of Jesus. And then what did he say? Bless your homes in my name. The blessing is the light of Jesus. The conversion is light, so we cannot run away of it. We are still on the same train of thought. The refuge is exactly a shield of light. In the island of Evia in Greece, very little time ago, in this island where there is a huge pine forest, a very severe fire broke out with flames 40 meters high. At least 150 houses were burned. 85 people had been evacuated. However, 3 monks refused to be evacuated because they were ready to give up their life in order not to leave their monastery. So they have performed a noble action, a high-quality action, an action of light. So what happened? The monastery has not been touched by this fire. The firefighters have witnessed that the flames had got to 1 meter, half a meter from the monastery's walls. Then they stopped in an unnatural way, just like there was an invisible barrier preventing them from going further. And they said, an almighty hand has stopped these flames. The very firemen said that, not the monks. Well, in that case, a shield of light was formed.